Welcome to the Kentucky Game Plan with your hosts, Adrian and Mac.
Welcome, everyone, to the Kentucky Game Plan. I'm Adrian.
And I'm Mac Black.
And what a special treat we have for you listeners today.
Yes, sir.
Head coach, Bellarmine Knights, Scott Davenport, 2011 champion. He is coming in the studio to talk to us, to give us some knowledge.
I'm ready to learn.
I'm always ready to learn.
Stand-up guy, so
yeah,
it's definitely going to be a treat.
Can't wait. So, let's start with this big thing going on. It's called the Triple Crown.
It was a Triple Crown winner.
We do got a Triple Crown winner. Yesterday at the Belmont race, Justify wins the Triple Crown. He led the whole way. By the way, he is the 13th Triple Crown winner.
Not surprised.
The last Triple Crown winner, American Pharaoh in 2015. I know that was your horse. He broke the 37-year curse, by the way, American Pharaoh. But Justify is the second undefeated horse to win the Triple Crown. So, went through the Derby, went through the Preakness, went through the Belmont. He beat out 35 other horses.
Very impressive.
So, yeah, very, very impressive. Congratulations to Justify doing his thing.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, do you think Mr. Spence called that?
Well, he said there was a 33% chance that he would win, right?
Right.
Yeah, 33% chance that he would do it. Well, he came through. He came through all the way because he never let up. Started the gate. He went.
A lot of money made.
A lot of money. Congratulations to Mr. Bob Baffert, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
So, doing his thing and doing it well. So, what else we got going on?
Louisville baseball. Good piece of news for Louisville baseball fans. Coach Dan McDonald will not be taking the head coach job at Mississippi State. He will remain the head coach of Louisville Cardinals baseball.
Awesome.
So, good news for them.
Very good news.
They're having a pretty good season so far.
Great.
Little UK tidbit here, news.
Mm-hmm.
Vanderbilt is guaranteed a draft spot by OKC.
Oh, Jared Vanderbilt, yeah.
So that's the news going around about that. And, you know, I've had my say about, hey, he should come back. He's got some injuries going on. Maybe he should get those taken care of first. You know, stay in school.
Right.
And then try next season. But he knows his body and himself better than we do. So.
Well, yeah, I agree with that. And that being said, though, I mean, we wish him well. We hope he gets picked. I mean, just because they say they're going to guarantee, it doesn't mean that, it's going to happen.
I think he'll get a spot.
Oh, I think he'll get a spot. I'm not denying that. He's a hard worker. He's a guy that's always willing to learn, and he's always pushing himself. Obviously, with these injuries, I mean, you got to keep pushing.
Right.
And just work through them, man.
Heart of a champion.
Heart of a champion. I agree.
Tony Delk's IMAX Center that we mentioned on a few shows back.
Yeah, the interview, yeah.
Is open. Well, we'll be opening the 18th of June. Okay,
so it's right, it's right around the
corner. Yeah, right around the corner. For more information on that, it's at go to www.imacregeneration.com.
Okay.
And you can learn a little more about the center and what it entails.
Yeah, if you got injuries, that's the place to go.
Right. It's going to be a great thing for people with any type of ailments or injuries.
Yeah, I mean, he's put a lot into it. Those people there have put in the work, and they're doing their thing, and hopefully this thing will expand.
Right.
I mean, because there's one in Cincinnati. I want to say there's one in Nashville, now here. So
it's going to help a lot of athletes.
Yeah, it's going to help them a lot. It's, less surgeries, let's hope.
Yeah, definitely.
So, I agree.
Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
Wow. Capitals.
Doing it.
Finished for 49-26-7. They defeated the Vegas Knights. Another impressive team for being new. They finished with 51-24-7. Final score of that game was 4-3, by the way. 14-year chase is over. Finally. For Alex Ovechkin. He's a champion now. Just a great thing.
Yeah, I mean, there for a while. I mean, this guy couldn't even get out of the first round.
32 years old.
Yeah.
Finally gets that Stanley Cup.
Hey, man. They say when you work hard, your time comes, right?
Oh, yeah. You got to put in the work.
So
he was ranked 19th overall.
Yeah.
So
I mean, hopefully he gets the Hall of Fame.
Incredible stats. He's headed.
Yeah. I mean, I say he's there. So
we got going on in the NFL.
NFL.
Right around the corner. Training camps are about to start.
Yeah, rookie camps have already started. Well, we got a passing of Dwight Clark from his battle of MLS, 1957 to 2018. The catch. We all know what the catch is about. He's a 2-time Super Bowl champ, 2-time Pro Bowler. Played 9 seasons with the 49ers.
Yeah.
Sad day. Hopefully he doesn't go down, just as the guy that was the catch. Right. Hopefully it's so much more, with this battle of MLS and all that stuff going on.
He was a fighter.
He was a fighter. He did some time with the 49ers in the executive offices after, he played. But, he was kind of the standard for tight ends, for decades. He's limber. He can go out and catch, but he can block. And, he made the famous catch over, with the Cowboys.
Right.
For that Super Bowl win. Yeah, my team, right? But yeah, man, heartfelt loss there for Dwight Clark and his family. Also, Nashville, Tennessee, right down the road, set to host the 2019 NFL Draft.
Pretty exciting.
So
we will definitely have to attend that.
Yes, I want to get some tickets. I hope everybody gets their tickets that are big NFL fans. Right. Even if you're not a Titans fan.
Go anyways. Enjoy the sport. Enjoy the atmosphere. Support it.
New England Patriots. Julian Edelman, wide receiver / running back, whatever you want to call him, could serve a 4-game suspension
for
PEDs.
Ooh.
He's going to battle it, which they all do.
Yeah.
But, man, if he gets served this 4-game suspension, he's going to lose $1 million. A
lot of money lost. A lot of playing time lost.
Yeah. Yeah. And, Mr. Brady's not getting younger.
No.
So
not at all.
He's kind of the go-to guy, minus Gronkowski. But, yeah, man, if this sticks, he's going to serve 4-game suspension, $1 million, and lost money. So, around town, Louisville soccer, man.
Oh, those guys are on fire.
Louisville FC. Watched some of the game last night. It was, how can I put it?
Intense.
It was intense, but so many shots that were just stopped with defense, man. Both of these teams bringing the defense. The score was 0-0. Louisville City playing Bethlehem Steel. In a tie, but Louisville City Soccer moves into the Eastern Conference #1 spot with that tie.
Awesome.
The next game is Penn at Slugger Field, June 16th at 7:30.
So everybody needs to get out, support.
Get out and support. Exactly. Support the locals, man.
Louisville Bats.
Yeah, Louisville Bats. Playing some away games. Their next homestand is June 11th through the 14th versus the Columbus Clippers. So get out and support that.
Exactly. Is that the $1 hot dog night or $1 Pepsi night? I know it's coming up.
I want to say the 14th game is. So yeah, like I said,
take the family out, get some hot dogs and Pepsi.
Hopefully the weather won't be too hot.
No. Well, Pepsi be there to cool you off.
Okay. There you go.
Man, NBA. What can I say?
What a season.
Yeah.
What a season for LeBron James. Statistically.
I could be wrong saying this, but if he comes back, they're going to make some moves like right now.
I agree.
This would be like, second or third time they're trying to get this guy some help. I mean, supporting cast didn't do much in my eyes. I mean, a couple of them come around, but, you wait till the last minute to start playing.
And it's over.
Right.
I mean, Kevin Love doing his thing, obviously.
Like he always does. Kevin Love, I can't talk bad about the guy. I mean, even Bell.
Yeah, Kyle Korver kind of showed up here and there.
Yeah, here and there. He's like a ghost.
Right.
But tip my hat to the Golden State Warriors. They did their thing. They brought the broom, swept the Cavaliers, which, in my eyes, I hated to see. So I wanted to see LeBron at least get one more if he was on his way out. One of the teams that he's supposed to be talking with this summer is the Warriors. So I'm sure he's going to be talking to a lot of teams. Houston's making a big push for him. Chris Paul is saying he's not taking less than a max deal.
Okay.
He's still trying to recruit LeBron. Pop.
Yep.
He's making an immediate push to set up a meeting to talk to LeBron. So, Spurs are after him. Houston, there's Philly, there's Boston. Paul George is going to talk with him during the free agency.
Oh, a little one-on-one.
Try to get LeBron to come to the Lakers.
Okay.
Charles Barkley had an interesting piece to say.
Oh, everything out of Charles Barkley.
I love Charles Barkley to death, don't get me wrong, but one of his comments were, super team. LeBron, you started the super team, now it's coming back to bite you in the ass. So I look back, clips at the games where Miami played OKC. That's when Durant was still at OKC.
Right.
Of course, he beat them.
Yeah.
Went on to win. We've seen Durant. He had tears
after that game.
Yeah. I'm sure it hurts. And LeBron, I'm sure, whispered him some words of wisdom, like probably along the lines of, "Hey, your time's coming. Don't give up. Keep going."
Right.
And he's had his time twice, but he went to another team. LeBron went to another team.
Right. He went back to Cleveland.
He came home and gave his city a ring. Championship. So,
which he set out to do. I mean, that was his goal.
That was his goal to begin with. With that being said, Durant's staying with the Lakers. So, I'm not the Lakers, I'm sorry, the Warriors.
Okay.
So, we can see Kevin Durant as a Golden State Warrior next year. Where will LeBron go?
So many teams, like you mentioned, with Philly, San Antonio, Houston, LA Lakers, 76ers, and the Knicks are also kind of in the mix because they got the cap space to do it. LeBron James is pretty much guaranteed, no matter how you dice it up, a supermax deal. Now, what that infers to is supermax deal is going to give you a 5-year max, about $210 million. It's about $42 million a year guaranteed, pretty much, right there. So that being said, the one thing you got to look at is, of all these teams, which team is fit cap space wise to sign him?
Cap space.
To sign him. So that being said, there's only maybe 3 teams that I can say consider, and that's going to be Philly, Houston, which they're going to have to move some players just to make it work, even with Chris Paul, and then
LA.
Yeah. But let's not throw anything out. Cleveland is home. Cleveland can re-sign him. They have the cap space.
If he stays. And if they give him some help. But that's a whole nother conversation.
Right.
But other NBA news, WNBA star Dana Taurasi, first NBA player to reach 8,000 career points.
Wow. Hey, she's
so congratulations to her.
She's your homegirl. There you go.
Yeah, that's my favorite WNBA player.
Yeah.
Gordon Hayward cleared to practice with the Celtics and then playing the summer camp, so that's some good news for the Celtics.
That's
good to see him back on his feet. So
exactly.
I will say this before we wrap this up. City of Cleveland, hope they enjoy LeBron.
I'll be appreciated. Everything he did for the city of Cleveland.
Exactly.
I mean, beyond basketball, this guy is a stand-up guy.
Most definitely.
Now, for all those listeners, here you go. The man of the hour, Coach Davenport. Coach Davenport, welcome to the show. I'm Adrian Smith.
And I'm Mike Black.
It's great to have you on with us today.
Great to be here.
There you go. For those of you who don't know, Scotty Davenport, a Louisville native and head coach of Bellarmine University. Scotty has led the Bellarmine Knights to a 75% winning percentage and a 92% graduation rate in 11 seasons. You have taken the Knights to 10 straight NCAA Division II tournaments, Final Four appearances in 2011, 2012, 2015, 2017, and your team who won in 2011. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you. That sounds good.
So very good. Impressive.
When did you discover your talent for basketball?
That's a great. I don't. The talent's the right way. If the right word, a passion would be easy.
Okay.
But specifically coaching, I always loved the game. People will be shocked to know this. Growing up, I was a fan of all basketball. It was University of Louisville, University of Kentucky, it was Western Kentucky. It was the the Clem Haskins era when he's playing. It's the Adolph Rupp. At the end of that era as he coached, it's the John Dromo era at the University of Louisville. And the game, I mean, I'm the guy before, and this will sound, oh my gosh, you're dating yourself, who kept stats via listen to games on the radio.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Who made his own stat sheets, charted games. Didn't make any difference if it was Kentucky or if it was Louisville. It didn't make any difference who it was, just a fan of the game.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to be a pharmacist. I go to college, I'm going to be a pharmacist. And I think at the University of Louisville in the Natural Science Building on the corner of Eastern Parkway and 3rd Street, I think in room 101, the huge auditorium where they have introductory to chemistry classes, like Chemistry 101, there's a plaque at a desk that said, here sat the worst chemistry student in the history of the University of Louisville. And I said, who you're kidding yourself? You're going to be a social studies teacher and a basketball coach. And that was it. But you talk about passion for basketball, or you talk about talents for basketball. When I was in the 8th grade, I wrote a diary. Now it would be listed as a journal or a blog. Right. I wrote a diary when I made the 8th grade basketball team. I made the 9th grade team as an 8th grade, which was a big thing. And I wrote a diary of every single day practice. Penmanship changes, grammar changes, my ability to spell changes. 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 2 years in college, I kept that diary. Still have them to this day. I can put my hands on them right now. I just knew I was going to do something in basketball. Right before my mother passed away, she said, you know, Scotty, if you really, really continue to work hard, you might get a real job and make something out of yourself. And I've never had a job yet. I've had a passion, not an advocation. An advocation, or a vocation, would be a job, a vocation. True. I've had an advocation. Keep trying.
That's awesome.
Well, no, I mean, the passion grew and grew. No, obviously,
there's no question. I mean, I've never, I keep trying to get a big boy job one of these days, do some, but I'm okay.
Yeah, you're doing fine. Is there anyone, as far as looking back, that inspired you to coach?
That's a very timely question. About 6 weeks ago, I lost my high school basketball coach, Coach Al Peffer. He was a Louisville legend in our mind because very few people know this. When you start naming Olympic medalists of the city of Louisville, you immediately name Muhammad Ali, Mike Sullivan, you name Mary T. Maher, you name Mallory Colliford, you got the people at the University of Louisville now, you name those people. My high school coach, Coach Al Peffer, was a baseball medalist, a bronze medalist with the United States Olympic baseball team, 1956 in Melbourne, Australia. But I'll tell you about my high school coach. And before that, it was my middle school coach, a gentleman named Vernon Wold, who passed away and actually named his only son Scotty. That was my namesake.
Wow.
But when Coach Al Peffer was my coach in high school, I lost my father when I was 9 years old, 15 feet from me on Halloween Day at 1:15 in the afternoon. And when I was a sophomore in high school, Coach Peffer said, I can help you and Mom out a little bit. I can imitate him perfect. He said, get over here if you want to. Come to the stadium tomorrow morning, at the football stadium at 10 o'clock, and I'll help you and Mom out a little bit. So I rush over there. I'm there about 9:30. Here comes Coach. And he says, we'll just clean this up. We'll knock this out. Back then, Iroquois football style, I went to Iroquois High School in the South End. It was a very prominent place because DeSales played there, Flagey played there, Bishop David played there, now Holy Cross. A lot of people played there. And I get there, and I'm like, well, what are we going to do? And back then, now, let's understand, there's no blowers.
Right.
There's no garbage bags. There's not as much a stick with a nail on it.
Right.
And he says, well, you're smaller, you handle underneath, and I'll handle out here. Handle meant clean the stadium up piece by piece by piece. And then he says, now, Sunday we'll be out here again at 10 because the sales is going to play in here on Saturday night. Be there again. But it was to make income. But he probably pushed me harder than anybody, incredibly. I mean, if I did what he did us, no, you wouldn't be coaching. I always kid his family. I said it'd be jail, court, or fired, one of the three.
Or all three.
Yeah, and I said, but he supported you more. So to this day, as a basketball coach, I look our players in the eyes, and I tell their families, I'm going to push them harder than they've ever been pushed. Mentally and physically, on and off that court, but I'm going to support them, other than their families, more than anyone. That's fair. Mm-hmm. My high school coach used to sell candy. out of his classroom. There was no candy machines back then.
Right.
He sold it out of his classrooms to buy us a sport coat, a shirt, a tie, and a pair of pants to wear to the games. He said, I'll treat you first class. I'm more apt to get first class performance back. I've used it to this day. He passed away 6 weeks ago. Found out things about the man I never knew before in life. He's the most humble man ever. We've all been to visitations, and we see the funeral home personnel bring in flowers, and they bring them in, they put them, they bring them in, they put them in. And sometimes you go in there, I would like to request a donation be made to such and such cause. And we all forget unless we do it right there. My high school coach wanted kids' shoes, new shoes, brought for young people. And when I went back on Saturday morning, I asked the representative of the funeral home, I said, oh my gosh. And there were shoes everywhere. Right. People were going to shoe carnival, buying 2 for $1, 3 for $1, bringing them for kids. They would bring in these stacks of boxes of shoes. And I said, how many we have? And he said, there's over 225 pair. The funeral was on a Saturday. On Monday, at Rangeland Elementary, Newburgh, right here in Louisville, Kentucky, they took those shoes and those kids went home with brand new pairs of shoes that they didn't know they were going to have.
That's amazing.
That's my high school coach. And that's, I want that done. I've already decided I want that done. And I thought, so I've had people like this.
Yeah.
Coach Bill Olson at the University of Louisville picked me out of a pickup game one day and said, did you play high school basketball? You ought to walk on the JV team back when they had those at the University of Louisville. And I said, how do I do that? And that moment shaped the rest of my life. That moment. I walked on the team with Coach Jerry Jones, and then I worked camp, and I was a graduate assistant. That moment, out of a pickup game, blue jeans, Chuck Taylors, sweatshirt, took it off, played with a T-shirt, shaped the rest of my life. So I've had people throughout, teachers. I love school, and I'd be remiss. I mean, I had a mother that became a mother, and a father, and a sister that was incredibly supportive. She's 5 years older than I. Matter of fact, her birthday's the very day we're taping this. I have just so many I could start naming.
Wow.
And then I coach under 2 Hall of Famers, and Coach Pitino and Coach Crum. Now you wonder why people, and they mock me and make fun of me when I constantly say I'm the luckiest person who's ever coached a sport in any level, any sport, male, female, basketball, high school, football, college, anything, name it, I'm the luckiest.
I can believe that. Yeah. You have some pretty incredible people in your life coming up.
Yeah,
I agree. It's incredible.
It's amazing. Can you describe to me what your feeling was when you won your first championship as head coach at Bellarmine?
As we see that big smile.
At Bellarmine. Okay. It was 3:11 p.m. on the 29th day of March 2011. Not that we're keeping track, but it was exactly 3:11 p.m.
We're just saying.
There was 3.1 million people watching on CBS. That's not people. That's TVs.
Better on.
So who knows? It could be, there's a lot of great stories where people still will come up to this day and say, Coach, on that day I watched it at this place and it was incredible. And, what I did, and my greatest thrill in coaching, be it at a graduation, be it at one of the players one of our former players who get married and you go and there's 10 or 12 teammates there and 2 or 3 of them are in the wedding. If it's when they have their first child, when they get their big promotions in their job or they get their first job. If you watch the video of the game, the horn sounds, and Ken Wagner was the head coach at BYU Hawaii. I went down, I shake his hands, and then I vanish. Can't find me. You don't see me with a search warrant. I ran as far as I could just in the arena as I could get away on the court level to watch the players. I wanted to watch them because when you push them and you support them, and that's fair, you just get away and you watch them. And you watch them embrace the moment that they're never going to forget. And they're going to tell their kids, and their kids are going to tell their kids. And we had 17 bus loads of students and other fans go. It was from Louisville all the way to Springfield, Massachusetts. Wow. It was like 15 hours on a bus. They've been there since Wednesday just to watch them. And I'll never forget that day. It's a long time. You're on the court. They unveil a banner. They present rings and watches, and you cut nets down, and it's a long process. And in the Mass Mutual Center in Springfield, you go through the building into a convention area where they had the press assembled. So we go do that, and I took a young man with me named Justin Benedetti. He came to Bellarmine from Providence, right over New Albany. He was 6'4", 185 pounds. Now, he's now a senior, and he was 6'7", 215. I'd seen this young man just become a man. And we walked back this is probably an hour, 20 minutes after the game. All the obligations are done. The team's literally gone. Back to the hotel. We were staying 2 blocks away, and I go back to with JB. I'd given Eric Crawford from WDRB total access. Mm-hmm. Pre-game meals, film sessions, with the coaches everywhere. He's walking behind us, and JB had dressed the media. We come back. We get to the locker room, and JB stopped and just lost it. I mean, crying hysterically. I'm not trying to embarrass him. And he said, "Coach," and I'm yelling, "JB," and he's like, "Coach," and I'm like, "Justin." And I always called him, Justin bent it down. I always called him Justin if I was mad. Right. I said, "Justin, you're okay." And he's hugging me, and I'm hugging him. Poor Eric Crawford is sitting there looking at me like, "Oh my gosh, why am I here?" And I'm hugging him, and I'm like, "JB, it's okay, son. It's okay. Come on, carrying's a great thing." Yeah. He's like, "Coach, I can't do it." I said, "JB, what's wrong?" He said, "I can't go in that locker room." And I said, "Yeah, come on, son, you're okay." And he goes, "Coach," he said, all you've talked about as a coach is play like you never want to take this jersey off for the last second. I can't go in there and take it off." Wow. I said, "Yes, you can, son. Yes, you can. You're a national champion." Exactly. And he went in there, and it was just, and I'll never forget. There's so many moments along that journey. It was ironic. The office manager, Linda Burt, was on the trip, and she said along that evening we had a reception for the players back near the hotel, and I got in there. She goes, "Coach, I must have 5 minutes. I must. We've got to do this right now." I said, "Okay, well, Linda, what's going on?" And she goes, "Well, the NCAA controls all the travel. We got to make this decision, Coach, right now. They're waiting for our decision. You got 2 choices." I said, "Well, what are they?" She goes, "Well, a noon departure from the hotel, flight, and ride back in Louisville. We changed planes somewhere. We ride back in Louisville at 9:45. I said, "Well, that sounds great." She goes, "Now that's half the team." I said, "Half?" She goes, "Yeah, the other half will depart 1 o'clock. They're going back. They will ride back 11 p.m. I said, "Well, we've preached together. I'm not about to split them up. Let's go together." She goes, "Okay, 3:30 a.m. bus, 5:30 a.m. flight from Hartford to Cincinnati bus back to Bellarmine, arriving around 11 o'clock. I said, "Well, we're going together. Nobody's going to bed anyway. That sleep's overrated. We're not going to bed tonight." So that's our choice. And I said to her, "By the way, BYU Hawaii, they got beat. Well, they got to take a boat back to Hawaii. I mean, oh my gosh, this is how they're treating the national champion." But we get back, we get the bus in Cincinnati, and we start. And as we come down, we get a phone call. Our trainer, Brad Bluestone, gets a phone call. And I think he's just pulling my leg. "Coach, it's the governor." I'm like, "Shut up. It really is." I said, "Mr. Governor, here he is." I get on the phone. It's Steve Brashear, and I walked. I said, "Governor, would you hang on, please?" I'm just going to tell the governor to hang on. Right. What am I doing? Walk in the middle of the bus so that I want the players to hear the conversation. Right. And I thank him, and off we go. Well, we get, as we come down 71 from Cincinnati, it's, like Henry County, Trimble County, Owen County, here we come. And there's the county sheriff or the county whoever is in front of us. They get in front of the bus. Then they get behind us. Well, at first we thought they were going to pull us over. They had arranged these escorts. So we get to Oldham County, and there's 2 in front of us. We get to Jefferson County. Now there's 2 in front of us, 2 behind us, and beside us. We come in 71. We get on the Watterson, and now it's Sunday morning, 11 o'clock. They got sirens going. The players are on their phones, and they're like, Coach, the local helicopter, the news helicopter from 32 WLKY is above us. My friend just called and said they're following us in." Forrest Smallwood, unbelievable young man, a senior, goes, "Coach, I feel like OJ." He goes, "We got this police, there's sirens and they're following us, and we got the helicopter." We get off on Newburgh Road and we get to campus, and there's 400 some odd people there on a Sunday morning. There's people who had driven from Springfield, Massachusetts, all the way back overnight just to be there back at the gym. And then on Tuesday we had a formal celebration, but it was incredible because those players remained humble the entire journey. All they wanted to do was celebrate each other, and that's what extraordinary organizations or teams do. It wasn't about grab your jersey, didn't get me. It was they celebrated each other. Right. That's special.
Well, they learn from one of the best.
Well,
yeah, and he's learned from the best.
So lucky, no doubt.
Yeah, I mean,
pass it along.
We know you're all about the coaching. We know you're all about the players. But from the start, being under Denny Crum's staff till now, the media world has changed a lot. Do you think that has a huge effect in recruiting?
Yes, without a doubt. The whole era we're in now. Like, for example, somebody asked me yesterday, we have 11 guys back from a team that's 29-3. We've got 5 newcomers, two Division I transfers, 3 tremendous young men, incoming freshmen. Somebody said to me, it was Friday night, the All-Star game, they said, will you be preseason number 1? I said, well, you don't know. It could be, those that rank them, it could be somebody's friend. I'm going to rank my guy's school. But we're going to be 1, 2, or 3. But it won't make any difference. Those players will know it.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
They'll know it an hour before I'll know it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what's the good of it? Well, it's tremendous for Bellarmine University. It's tremendous for your players. It's tremendous in recruiting because everybody will know it. And I'm just using this as an example.
Right.
Sure.
But what keeps the players intelligent is they understand it will never score a point, grab a rebound, or make a defensive stop, or make an extra pass. But it's the era we live in.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have a tremendous product / brand, it just helps you get it out there.
I agree.
And what we want our players to do, and if it involves the media, social media, however, is when they come to Bellarmine, we want them to use basketball. We all know these horror stories where 63% of the NBA players are broke within 5 years of retirement.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Don't let it use you. Use basketball, the discipline, the passion, the attention to detail. How about this? The incoming freshman. This is going to raise your eyebrows. The incoming freshmen that are walking onto our campus this summer, they will work past the year 2065.
That's amazing.
Think about it. They're going to work beyond the year 20. Just do the math. 2065. When they finish working, there will not be. Science tells us this. Technology tells us this. There will not be one automobile in the United States of America driven by a human being. None.
That crazy.
Well, 11 years ago, there wasn't Twitter. 11 years ago, there was not Facebook unless you had a on-campus email address.
Mm-hmm.
There was not an iPhone till 2007. So what's going to happen in 2065?
Exactly.
And those young people you coach, the reason it is so important, they are the answer. Like we're going to have, in basketball camp between 1,000 and 1,100 7 to 13-year-old young people this summer. They're the answer. It's not me. It's these young people. So we want all that to be a positive, and we want them to use basketball. Like I said, repeat it, the discipline, the dedication, and the attention to detail. Then we'll be successful.
There you go. Excellence as far as execution.
But it's, the era we live in now, it's so instantaneous. It's amazing. I mean, we can be on the road, and by the time we finish showering up after the game, the media obligations, get on the bus. I mean, we can get on the bus, and if everybody in our league's playing on a Saturday at very close to the same times, within a half hour, we already know the adjusted standings, the adjusted stats, and we're preparing for the next game right then. Up to the minute in terms of our knowledge and our background on our opponent, up to the minute. Not like, okay, this is what they did 2 games back. It's like, here's what they did today.
Exactly. See right there on that.
Yeah.
With this upcoming season, coming up, are there any specific elements of the game that you're going to be focused on?
Well, this team, we will continue to do what we did 3 years ago. We kind of rebranded ourselves. We've led the nation in field goal percentage 5 of the last 7 years. One of the years we left, we went through all the Euro leagues. We went through the D League. Before it was the G League. We went through the NBA. We went through all levels of college, JUCO, NAIA, NCAA, and we proclaimed ourselves that we led the world in shooting percentage. We couldn't find anybody higher. And it was due to our passing. Mm-hmm. And everybody bragged and just were overwhelmed at how well we played the game together. Well, why can't we play defense together too? Why can't we defend as a unit versus just I stop you? And now that's an ongoing thing that, for example, this past year, we led the nation we tied with Lincoln Memorial University in field goal percentage. We were number 2 in the nation in points allowed per game. So now we're 14th in defensive field goal percentage. So now we're about defending, and it's about playing our brand of basketball, not just together at the offensive end, but the entire game. And that will continue. And that's our players now are used to be, the attitude was, I have to play defense. Now it's, I get to play defense. I'm taking a big difference. Oh, yeah. Big difference when you have to go to work, or you get up every morning and say, I get to go to work, or I get to go to practice versus I have to go to practice. And we will just build on that again this year.
That's all. That's going to make all the difference, too.
It is. There's no question. And they embrace that.
Well, they always say defense, creates offense.
Ultimately, it does. You're not going to shoot 56% every night.
Right.
Those nights you're going to win anyway. It's got to be a constant.
Yeah.
I agree. Do you have any thoughts on the NBA coming to Louisville, possibly?
I'm a guy who went to Kentucky Colonel games back in the day in Freedom Hall. I actually went to them back in Louisville Gardens. Used to be, I'll date you, used to be the Louisville Gardens ABA team when they were green and white, the Colonels. You could go out, and they would have you there like an hour and a half for the game. And it was for youngsters or whatever. It was a promotion. And if you made a layup, they gave you an ABA ball. Now, it wasn't a regulation. It was a regulation ball, but it wasn't a leather ball, but it was a rubber ball. They gave you a basketball.
That's pretty awesome.
Now, in this day and age, if we missed it, it's participation. We'll give you one anyway. Right. No, if you missed it, you didn't get one because you're looking at the guy who missed the layup on the first time.
Yeah.
And I was crushed, and I practiced layups for the next month. In the snow, the cold. And they had the promotion again. And I hit the layup. Oh, yeah. I sit here in front of you right now, and I still have the ball. I still have the ABA ball. And it's the horrible, worst basketball. My sons are 30 and 32. They're like, throw this away. I'm like, never.
Right.
I missed it. So, I go back, and the Kentucky Colonels, seeing them win a world championship, I'm just good for anything that's good for basketball. And that is it good for this community from a business standpoint? That's way above me. Yeah. That's above me. That's above my pay grade. But I'm good for anything that's good for basketball. If young people can get off the games, off the computers, and play more. Give you an example. And maybe it started back when I was 10 years old. I don't do medals in basketball camp. I don't do ribbons. I don't do trophies. We do certificates. We do compete. We do win. But on every Friday, I give every kid a basketball. And they have one rule. Wear it out.
Yeah.
I don't care if you wear it out in a month, and you wear it out in October, you wear it out in December. You bring it back to me, I will give you another one. Go wear it out.
Wow.
So that's what I do with kids. Maybe it's because I missed that layup.
Yeah.
But I give them a basketball.
It stuck with you, and it's time to go.
No, I'm going to give them, I give them a basketball. And it'll be interesting to see what happens going forward. Again, if those way above me, if it's good for the youth of this community, because they are the answer, and if it's good for our community, because this is my home, then I'm for it. But I don't have enough knowledge to really know.
Yeah. Well, the knowledge that you have.
We'll see.
I'm excited about it.
I'm very excited.
Well, they're the greatest players. The NBA players, in my opinion, are the greatest athletes, the greatest professional athletes, because they play 82 games, plus exhibition on the front end and playoffs on the back end. The travel, and they are incredible in terms of their athleticism and their skill. They're not just sheer like Olympic athletes. Usain Bolt's great. He has one skill. He runs.
Right.
Yeah.
They have to have great athleticism and great skill.
Yep.
That's where I think they are just above. I understand the NFL plays 16 games, very short careers. Major League Baseball, it's very specialized in terms of a pitcher or a defender or a designated hitter. The range of skills of NBA players, I just think makes them the best.
Yes.
I agree.
Well, they earn the money. So
I'll give you one. They have the NBA summer leagues. I've never heard this. The NBA summer leagues, like Vegas has one, and Orlando has one.
In Chicago, I think.
We should have one here.
Yeah, we should.
Why not?
Have an NBA summer league here.
Be great.
Be motivational.
If the Young Center, if it's too big, probably no place can handle it.
Right.
Campus. We
probably handle it.
Of course. Yeah. Of course. Well, Coach, I want to say thank you for coming on the show. It's been a pleasure.
It's been a treat.
Goes by fast.
I mean, wow. I've learned a lot today.
Yeah, I agree.
And stand-up guy you are.
To everybody listening, if Bellarmine basketball can help in any way, let us know. If it's a youth team or a church team or a neighborhood team, school team, and you want to bring them to practice, or it's you, all our practices are open. We have nothing to hide. I know this: those young men that I coach are absolutely incredible. We've graduated 44 out of 46. They win, they celebrate, they're all that's good with young people. And like I kept saying early on, they are the answer. Right. And we're excited about our season, and if we can do anything to help anybody in any way, please let us know. Contact us, reach out, and we're here because, this community, to me, always has, and for the rest of my career now, will be home.
That's awesome. We'll definitely put some links out there, so
sure,
if people want to reach out.
Well, we look forward to talking to you again soon.
Yeah, you guys are welcome and invited anytime.
Appreciate that.
Good luck next season. It's
been
a pleasure.
Thank you all.
Wow, Coach Davenport, what a treat it was.
Great interview.
Yeah, I agree, man.
Stand-up guy.
A lot of knowledge, a lot of experience. Champion. Not many people can say that.
Right. Not many people can say they talked to a champion.
Face to face. On that.
What we got going on around town?
Things around town. Big Four Art Festival, September 8th and 9th at the Big Four Bridge. Also, Bluegrass Baseball World Series Tournament being held at Bat Stadium, July 30th through August 4th. Tickets are $10. 30 former MLB stars will be there, like Johnny Bench, Chipper Jones.
Nice.
So, yeah, get out there and enjoy that. $10 a ticket. I mean, there you go. Also, we are here looking for Lilith. Opens Friday 15th, and it runs through the 25th at Kentucky Arts Center.
Outstanding. You guys need to get out and support these local events.
Yes, please do.
And follow us, the Kentucky Game Plan, Instagram at @the_KY_game plan, Facebook at @the_KY.gameplan, and Twitter at @the_KY_gameplan. I am Mac Black. This wraps up our show.
I'm Adrian Smith.
And thank you for listening to the Kentucky Game Plan.